All right, Matt Stone of 180 Degree Health. I like doing things simple now. Simple. And to me, soups are the king because you make them once. Yeah, it took me maybe 5 minutes to chop this up. It might take you 10 or 15 because you're not a kitchen ninja like myself. But these are the ingredients. We have ribeye diced up. You could use tenderloin, sirloin, whatever you want. I find that ribeye and tenderloin in particular seem to get tender faster. We have some onions here, just a easy dice, some carrots, some celery. For those of you who read 180 Kitchen, you'll know that these three comprise the holy French trinity called mirepoix, and this mirepoix always makes for a good soup base. I have some salsa here. You can use store-bought or leave it out altogether. This is just tomato juice, and then I have some frozen corn, frozen green beans. Chicken stock is good to add to this as well. I don't have any, so I'm not going to use it. I'm going to do maybe half tomato base, half water. And anyways, I'm going to throw all these in a pot and get it started. And we'll talk about it a little bit more before it's all said and done. Alright, we're back. As you can see, I forgot a key ingredient, and that is the potatoes. I took a few nice chunks of potatoes, put them in there. Otherwise, all the veggies are in there. I also like to take some fresh thyme sprigs, and I pick these out later, which I don't mind doing. If you do mind doing that, you can put them in a coffee filter, tie them up with string, and just let it stew. That way you can pull it out later, but the flavor still gets in there. But I like just throwing them in like that. A few garlic cloves I'll probably throw in there whole as well, just to make it a little perkier. Other options, you could throw some grains in there. You could throw some amaranth, or you could throw some pearl barley in there. Something like that could work. You know, there's really no set rules whatsoever. And in all fairness to the soup itself and to my culinary ways, the ultimate way to make soup would be to brown that meat first by itself in some butter or oil. Pull those chunks out. Then you would add your mirepoix, your carrots, celery, and onions. Get that nice and brown. And then you would add all the rest of your ingredients and add liquid and simmer the thing until everything was nice and tender. That would be the ultimate way, but that is much more time consuming, and we are all about doing it easy. And this is still going to make a great soup, so why not do it the easy way for you guys? Okay, tomato juice, pour that in there, probably just enough to cover it. You don't want to use just tomato juice, or this thing comes out way, way too tomatoey. That's why I'm going to cut it with, probably equal parts water, some of that salsa going in. That definitely adds a little kick. Some people actually use V8 in their for a soup base. My mom does that for her vegetable soup. That's cool too, but I kind of like it. I think there's some additives and flavor enhancers in V8 that I'm not too keen on. But anyways, I'm going to top that off with water, throw it on the stove. I'll show it to you again later, and definitely show you the finished product in a bowl with some fresh Parmesan on it and some butter swirled in and all that stuff to make it just right. So, be back in a minute. Alright, look at that. It's churning, it's bubbling. And I guess I should have mentioned when I mentioned the barley and the amaranth. You could certainly throw a little bit of rice in here as well. That'd be great. There's no rules when it comes to soup. I mean, it doesn't have to be beef. It could be chicken. It could be pork. Stewed pork is excellent in soup. It gives it a really rich flavor. You can give it a little Cajun twist by throwing in some sausage or andouille sausage. Maybe a couple pounds of shrimp at the end. There's a million ways. Fish soups like this with a tomato base are outstanding. Any kind of white-fleshed fish, yum. So there's a million ways you can do this. No rules to soups. You're just putting a bunch of stuff in the pot, letting it simmer, seasoning it up at the end, and then when you put it in the bowl, you add some things that make it satisfying, like some fat and some protein in the form of some mozzarella cheese, Parmesan cheese, things like that. And it really makes a nice middle-of-the-day meal or evening meal or whatever. And you can just down the stuff. It's really tasty. So I'll show you that bowl, the very, very finished product, in just a bit. Alright, there's the finished product. Here's the pot here. I threw some spinach in at the end. That's what the green is. Fresh basil, fresh cilantro, any kind of herbs right at the end there. Any kind of greens, dark leafy greens, the last 5-10 minutes. Fantastic in the soup. That's a bunch of fresh Parmesan, real Parmigiano Reggiano grated on top. Throwing a nice fat chunk of butter in there because the soup is very, very low in fat. And it's not that satisfying without that nice chunk of butter. So anyways, that's it. Vegetable soup. A million different versions that you could do here. But this is really, really nice. I know it's not really soup season that we're entering into here, but even in summer, a soup is a great thing to have around, and there's certainly a lot of vegetables to play with as we enter spring and summer. So thanks again. This is Matt Stone of 180 Degree Health. Talk to you soon.